guys, this is Chibi, the voice actress of Rika Helven and owner of... Nobody cares about my channel, what am I kidding, right? And this is my video about my experience with Otakon 2021, because I was tweeting the merch that I was getting as I was getting it, and Chaos was like, hey, why don't you make a video on just your anime merch? And I'm thinking, I'll do better than that. I'm gonna go from the time I set foot outside my door to get on the train to the moment that I get home. So this video is gonna be about my traveling experience, the changes during a convention if that's going on during a pandemic. I'm sure a lot of you people are like, is it worth it? Well, this video is going to answer that. The short answer is, yeah, but still yeah. But you're going to have to put up with some changes, and I'm going to get into all that. So don't worry about that. Okay. So, cosplay. So I started doing cosplay, I started working on, I can't talk today. I started working on cosplay during 2019 because, that was the last time I went to Otakon was 2019, and I got a great idea to go as Rachel Gardner's circus outfit. Look how pretty it is. And I did pull it off, but you know, I put it on hold for a while and I finished it literally at the last minute, like always. But the good news is I was not sewing in the hotel room, and I'm proud of myself because that's like a first. Anyway, here's her pretty hat. This is my hat. I'm not gonna wear this hat for the rest of the video. Okay, so let me see, where are my notes? Right, traveling. Okay, I take the train to Washington, D.C. I live in Pittsburgh. I take it from Greensburg to Washington, D.C. It's Amtrak. Amtrak requires masks at all times. I mean, of course, you can take it off to, like, eat and drink, and, like, no, you have to starve. No. So, yeah, they're very strict about that. You need to wear the mask on the train at all times. You need to wear it in the station. They prefer you to even wear it, like, outside of the station where you're meeting at. So, number one rule for econ when you're traveling: travel light. 3 bags is not light. But if you're cosplaying, sometimes you just can't help it. But like, if you're like me and you have a hard time getting around, you do need to rely on people to help you. Otherwise, you're gonna have a bad time. So I know some people are too scared to ask for help. Get over it, you need it. There goes my hat! That happened at the con a lot. So, you know, I'm gonna take it. Sorry. So, Amtrak, yeah, traveling on train. Food is expensive. Bring your own food. Seriously. I brought my own food. I brought, like, sandwiches and, cookies, like, nothing real messy, but, like, just stuff you can snack on. If you want to keep your sandwiches and, like, cheese and stuff, like, cold, because, food poisoning. So, you can take, like, a small ice pack, or sometimes what I like to do is, take frozen Capri Suns, because that works as an ice pack, and also you have something to drink later. Yay! But I couldn't do that this time because I didn't buy enough of them. Let's see. Convention people. I didn't meet any con goers on my first route. I did meet a couple once I switched trains to go to DC. And they're very easy to spot. They're normally wearing anime shirts, like, Otakon? Yeah, yay! So, so I get to I get to the station, take a taxi with Otakon people to the hotel. So, we stayed at the Renaissance this year. Never again. And I'll get into that. So we stayed at the Renaissance this year. And I get there, and, you know, I'm unpacking and unwinding, because, God, I'm exhausted. And it's like, first of all, I can't sleep the night before a convention, like, ever. And, there wasn't enough room to really sleep on the train. There normally isn't, even though I treated myself to business class, which, what's the difference between business class and coach? A little bit more room. and complimentary drinks. That's it. And of course, I mean like soft drinks, not alcohol. But I don't drink alcohol, so who cares? So I get to the hotel, and you know, I'm like looking around. There is no pool, and I brought my suit, so I'm sad. But anyway, got dinner. Renaissance food isn't bad. Like it's actually pretty good. That's like that's one of the few positives about the Renaissance Hotel. Also, the staff is super friendly because they're affiliated with Otakon, and they will actually give you a 20% discount off at like bar drinks if you come in costume, and that's pretty awesome. And they seem genuinely interested in what you're wearing and your characters and all that. So staff gets an A+ from me. But so my friend Lewis arrives, and our first major problem with this hotel, okay. Some hotels have TVs that do not allow you to plug in your own HDMI cable, whether it's for your Blu-ray, your Switch, your insert favorite video game system here, and that's bullshit. That is not okay. How do hotels benefit from doing this to people? It's like, no, you have to put up with our very meager services. I mean, yeah, I got Netflix and all that, but I don't think it's free. But there is a way around it. So, and I knew there had to be, because I hotel with Chaos and his wife a lot, and we're always watching like full anime shows on his Blu-ray player. We've never had a problem. So I call up Chaos, right? Like, help! So he gets on the internet and he looks up what you have to do. What you actually have to do is unplug the phone jack from the TV. We had to find the TV model number. I forget what it was. It's not important, but it was like from 2015. So you have to unplug the phone jack and then switch the HDMI cables, and then you're set. So the reason why we had to do this was not necessarily because it doesn't work if you don't switch the wires around, but because if you don't want to watch your Blu-ray at, I'm not kidding, 100 volume decibel, you have to do this. Otherwise, you can't control the volume. That's insane. What the hell? I mean, fix that, okay? That's not... Why would you even... Okay. By the way, you're probably wondering, what's the big deal with the TV? Well, it wouldn't be if they didn't make it really difficult to reach behind the TV and switch out the wires. Because the TV was, like, mounted into the wall on top of the dresser, like where the refrigerator and the drawers are. So I had to climb on top of the dresser, pull the TV out. It would come out, maybe you could turn it so it was like, it was very narrow to get your hand behind it, like 30 degrees, 40 degree angle, and that's about all you could get. So if you don't have small hands or small arms, you're kind of shit out of luck. If you stay at the Renaissance Fair yeah, it's a festival. No, if you stay at the Renaissance Hotel and you need to switch the wires on the TV, if you have small hands and arms, you are not going to be able to do it and plug in your HDMI cable. So not only was the thing against the wall, was it hard to get my hand back there, but of course it's super dark back there, so I had to take my phone, use the flashlight up, sit the phone behind the back of the TV, and reach up in there and like look and see where the stupid HDMI holes, for lack of a better word, are. It was a pain in the ass. So, yeah. So, moving on. We really didn't think that we were going to even be able to get it to work. But I have the shonen/shoujo protagonist spirit of I don't know when to quit, I said, I did not lug this Blu-ray player from my hometown, this heavy-ass Blu-ray player that takes up a lot of room in my suitcase, from my hometown all the way to Washington, D.C. to not use it. We are gonna do this. We are gonna make this work. And I made it work. Yay! So we put the Blu-ray on and we watched Baccano! Hell yeah! This show is incredible. I tried to watch it way back when it came out over here, which is like 28, 29. It was a long time ago. Anyway, I couldn't get into it because first, Baccano tells its story in a very atypical way that is extremely confusing to people who aren't used to watching stories like that. I watched because it tells its story out of order. And I watched a movie that did that. It was called Cloud Atlas. I hated that thing. It felt like it was 6 hours long because it told its story out of order, and it had like these 6 different plot lines, and you're supposed to keep track of each one of them, and like, you know, eventually they'll come together. But, oh my god, I was so bored and confused and annoyed, and I just wanted it to be over. And with Baccano, I was mostly just confused, and I remember by like episode 2 or 3, I was just feeling kind of sleepy, and I was like, meh. So I told my friend this, and he said, "What? You watched it dubbed, right?" And I was like, no. And then he smacked me with words. You watched it dubbed, it's so much better. No wonder why you hated it. Fine, I'll watch it dubbed. So we watched it dubbed, and it was amazing. This is an honest to God, really, really good dub. I mean, first of all, it's the 1930s in New York. I mean, they talk like this. That broad doesn't like dubs. Get that broad out of here. It's so great. And like, it's steeped in American culture. I really think a person who's not used to Japanese culture and anime could really get a kick out of this story. You could honestly see it being done as a live action movie. That doesn't mean do it, Netflix. Stay away from Baccano. No, okay. But yeah, honestly, there are dubs out there that I do prefer over the sub. Here is my list. Add this dub to the list of good dubs. Okay. So, where to start with Baccano? Isaac and Miria are so amazing. Oh my god, they're so funny. You probably definitely remember seeing GIFs of these two. They are so animated, and like, it's like watching freaking Looney Tunes with them, okay? Like, here, I want you to watch this part in the opening, then we're gonna pause it, and then we're gonna zoom in. Did you see? Did you see? Isaac is so depressed that he didn't get to play Santa Claus when they coin flipped for who gets to wear what. That is hilarious. It's like, it's funny every time. We never skip that opening. It's one of those openings where there's no vocal. There's just really straight up great jazz music. We're talking like Yoko Kanno level of jazz. And if you've seen Durarara, which I have and love, it's by the same creator as Durarara, the novel series. And the opening is very much like Durarara, where it goes to one character and then the next, and then like you're following this circle of actions, and like that's really cool. And then they recap in the middle of the opening. So if you skip the opening, you really shouldn't if you don't remember what happened last time. I'm not going to give away too much of the plot, but I will say that one warning is Baccano is brutally violent. Holy shit. And I didn't expect that, because Durarara wasn't like that. But Baccano takes full advantage of its seinen label. Like, it goes all out. I think there's a few different types of anime violence. There's, you know, regular well, we'll off the character in one blow. There will be some blood, and that's it. Baccano is like, no, we're gonna make this excruciating to watch. We're gonna draw it out and make it slow. I mean, there's like breaking fingers and hands, and like you're just watching it, and you're like, so if you're squeamish, I would say wait a few years till you get older, and maybe you'll outgrow the squeamish thing, which I kind of did, but stuff can still make me wince a bit. It makes Angels of Death look almost family friendly with how violent it is. What was I gonna say? My favorite character was Spiro. Spiro's awesome. I loved Isaac and Miria. Lad and Lua are these two. I swear to God, these two are these two reincarnated, because it is exact same shtick. I want to die. I'll kill you. You're the only one who can kill me. Okay, you'll be the last person I kill. And they're in love. It's amazing. It's amazing. Angels of Death fans will love the shit out of this series. Well, specifically Zack and Ray fans. And then there's Ches. Ches is so cute and evil. He's the evil, cute Shota, and I just want Isaac and Miria to adopt him. So anything else? The background song, or the ending song is kind of boring, but who cares? Watch Baccano. It's really good. It's a unique show. So anyone who's looking for something new, this is your show. Oh, fan service, there's hardly any. So, there are like 2 instances that you, like, the most social justice warrior type might call fan service, but you don't see anything. Like, they do the one silly gag where, oh, pull on the girl's clothes, and she freaks out accidentally because you're falling, you pull on her clothes, but she's like fully dressed in the next scene, so it doesn't really matter, like nothing happened. And then there's one where a character gets quote-unquote marshmallow hell, but I'm hesitant to call it that, because I swear to God, no woman in this show has a breast size bigger than cup C. It's that kind of show. There's some pretty crazy character designs. Like, you're making fun of them, and, well, I was making fun of them. And when we watched the staff commentary on episode 1, the staff was making fun of them too, because some of them didn't have names. They're like, oh, this guy's Egghead, and Egghead says this, and they're like, it's funny. So yeah, watch Baccano. Okay, enough about that. It's Friday morning, and it's con time. So, the biggest damper on anime conventions right now is masks are required. No negotiation. Masks are required. And that kind of puts a damper on cosplay, but I noticed, like, everybody was doing it anyway, so I was like, you know what, I didn't bust my ass off to, like, make this whole ass costume and then not wear it. So I wore mine. Well, actually the first day I kind of cheated and just, like, bought stuff from a thrift store and went as a very weak attempted version of Female Link from Breath of the Wild. So I had, like, this cute little dress and kind of, like, this turquoise-ish camisole over it. That means sweater for you guys who don't know what camisole means. No, I'm sorry. Bolero. It was a bolero. I'm sure you don't know what that means either. So it's like a little sweater that you put over your dress or whatever. And I had really cute boots. The boots stopped being cute after a good 5-6 hours walking around this giant ass convention center, and your feet are crying and you're saying, why did I wear these? By the way, these are the boots. I had to mod them myself because they don't make boots like that here, because the USA just isn't that cool with boot making. Actually, I haven't really seen any boots like that from any country. That's fantasy shit right there. They're actually boots that I modified when I tried to cosplay as I from Sunday Without God. See these boots here? Yeah, those are them. I was like, I'll just reuse these. So I'm walking around as a attempted Link, which people liked. I didn't really get that many pictures, but Legend of Zelda is so freaking common. Unless you have a really, really good one, people aren't going to take your picture, and, you know, that's fine. So, my first panel was anime openings that or the best anime openings that you've never seen. And I was like, ha, is that a challenge? Because, bitch, I've watched a ton of anime openings that I'm pretty sure some consider obscure, and I love obscure shit, so yeah, let's go find out if I saw them or not. I did see a lot of them. And I was really impressed with the panelists' taste, because they actually had the opening to Kamikaze Kaito John on there, which was my very first well-attempted cosplay way back in 2002 when I was like 16, and it was like the most ghetto cosplay ever, but you could tell who I was. So I was absolutely freaking delighted to see that on there. And wouldn't you know it, they also had the Sunday Without God opening, and they had the Sleepy Princess at Demon Castle's opening. And I was just overjoyed at how wonderful their taste was. So when the panel was over, I went up and thanked them for it. And then I talked to them about John. And I said, we really need a remake because the manga's so much better than the anime. I used to like the anime a lot, but the manga's honestly kind of ruined it because the manga's so good. Second panel I went to, by the way, the dealer's room, I mean, that was my first option. The dealer's room didn't open until 2 p.m. That's insane. They have never gone that late before. So it's like, oh, what am I going to do with myself? And, but they had a panel that was about translation and adaptation and localization. And I was like, hey, this is right up my alley because, boom, scan later for fun, hobby, you know. But would like to become a professional translator, so I went there to see if I could find, like, connections and shit. So I went there and, like, I spent a lot of time arguing with people over how much I hate localization. If you're not familiar with the term, localization is like anime makes a really funny joke about some obscure otaku-related thing, and so localization would be like replacing that with a joke about a Marvel movie. Like, that's stupid. I don't want that. This show is about anime. Why would they suddenly talk about Marvel movies? That's so dumb. Okay, jelly donuts or rice balls. Yeah, that's stupid, crappy shit. I'm like, thanks, I hate it. So, you know, I was getting into arguments about people with that, and they're like, well, you need to appeal to a mass market who doesn't really understand these things. I'm like, well, my response is, well, I don't really think a person who's enjoying a manga is gonna put it back on the shelf when they see one joke they don't quite understand without a hi, we have Google, look it up. I mean, it's from another country, deal with it. Are you that close-minded that you cannot accept that other countries make media that appeal to other countries and not you? God, ugh. I know maybe like only a niche part of the market thinks this, but honestly, I hate that shit. It just seems so xenophobic. Xenophobic means when you can't like stand the ideas of another country, or you're against other countries or whatever, which isn't cool. You know this. It's 2021. That's not cool. So, moving on. Dealer's room. Boom. So, my main concern to get to the dealer's room as early as I could was to pick up pornographic doujinshi for my friend who is a Fujoshi, and she is awesome. Which I did find. Don't worry, the covers are safe for work, yes. She loves Attack on Titan, so I got her, specifically Erwin and Levi, so I got her 1, 2... I picked this out myself. I thought it was so funny. Objection! he's totally doing Ace Attorney here. I think he is. But didn't look through any of these because they are not my porn, and you should not look through someone else's porn without their permission. You're welcome, Cynthia. So after that, I was like, okay, I met that goal, so I'm gonna pick up my goals. Oh yeah, I've only been waiting since, well, 2020 to get this, but yes. I made Lewis watch the first episode. He liked it. He said the opening reminds him of Prison School's opening. I don't really know where he gets that. Maybe a little bit. He loves the colors and the designs. He's like, it reminds me of JoJo. And I'm like, you know what? While the style is totally different, I can see why you would see that. As far as the boldness and the color scheme, yeah, you're right. Hanako is now JoJo. Picked up the first season of Fruits Basket, which was another, I'm definitely gonna buy this, and it's been 84 years since I've been able to get my hands on this. And the main goal was Alicization, the box set. God, it's so pretty. It comes with a whole bunch of stuff. It was very pricey. And I'd say try to find it on Amazon, because actually you might not be able to find it for less. I don't even want to tell you the price, it's so bad. But this is Aniplex. This is what they do. We're still getting off easier than Japan's Blu-ray prices, because they will rob you blind. I did not find a single Angels of Death thing aside from the Blu-ray, which I already have. Sad. On the other hand, that didn't surprise me so much, because the coronavirus has really, really put a whole difficulty on importing Japanese goods that are being made right now, and it's still pretty recent. So if cons stopped going on by winter 2020, then they would have a very hard way of getting merchandise. I mean, like, I use Yahoo Auctions Japan all the time to get stuff, and shipping to the US was just, we don't do that. We're not going to do that for a good year. It's like, so I understand, and I wasn't that surprised. I asked Chaos what he wanted as a Otakon thingy, since he couldn't go this year because of his wife's job. He said, anything Nezuko. Boom, here's your Nezuko. So cute. And I will mail her to you when I am able. So I brought my ball-jointed dolls to the convention, because that is what you do with ball-jointed dolls. You bring them to conventions to show them off to people and go, hey, look what I got. And so I brought Rachel. This is Rachel. And Rachel is... I brought Rachel to Artist Alley. And Rachel is so popular that sometimes when I bring Rachel with me, people go, holy crap, I love your doll. Here's some free stuff. This has happened more than once. Girl came at me. She's like, I want to give you this. And I was like, ah! It's like a really regular Macaulay Culkin moment, but like in a good way. And I want to give you this. And like, I screamed so loud that I don't think I should like really try to replicate it on YouTube, because it'll hurt your ears. But it's second rate, and like, these are my goals. I just wanted one tiny Angels of Death thing. I was like after posters, and I can't find them, but mascots are good. Mascots are good. And I couldn't find my Link Nendroid that I really wanted. Like, that was a major Otakon goal. Couldn't find him, but I did find a teeny little chibi, and I was super happy. He's from the dealer's room, of course. Anyway, these are from Otaku Pup, and I'll put her link right here, and you can see if she said I stopped selling Angels of Death ones because I didn't think the fandom was that popular, and he was like, no, you need to keep selling those, girl, because people will buy them. I seriously would have bought them even if she hadn't just, like, given them to me for free, but yay. So I was super, super happy by the end of Friday night. I was, like, freaking on cloud 9 just because I got free Angels of Death shit. That makes every Wednesday good. And then we watched some more Baccano. FYI, I think Otakon staff is really great, but I do have a suggestion for them, even though I was expecting it to be this way. There is no program booklet for you to hold in your hands. You have to use the app on your phone. That is more inconvenient for me because I mean, in my case, I've got my Eatsa bag and I'm carrying it around. The phone's in there. I can't just, like, grab the phone every minute and just, like, scroll through the way I want to. But honestly, I think it's better to have a paper booklet that you can read in your hands. You can read descriptions of panels. I mean, there are a lot of panels I didn't go to just because I didn't know what they were about. I had the PDF downloaded, but in the PDF, there's no description of what they are. There's just the titles, and sometimes the titles are cut off. And I think that really could hurt the programming. Another thing is, well, this has nothing to do with staff, but if you are walking around the convention and your feet hurt and you're hot and you're tired, there's no shame in going back to your hotel room, taking a break, and even changing out of your cosplay and going back. Because, especially if you're getting older like me, like, God, I feel like an old lady, but, you know, I'm not 16 anymore. I can't stay in cosplay for 12 hours. It's just too hard, depending on the cosplay that you're in. Now, in my case, with the boots, my feet just hurt really bad, so I don't like to walk around in outfits and tennis shoes. It's just, I don't like the way that looks. So I was like, F it, throw on a Hanako shirt Chaos gave me, and shorts, and then we're good to go. Okay, Saturday comes. Oh, and Otaku Pup was, I love Angels of Death. I said, I'm cosplaying as this tomorrow. And she was like, oh, I'd love to see that. I said, I bring my Zack doll. She goes, I'd really love to see that. Like, okay, I will try to get back here. Like, I'll try to get back here. And I had only seen a fraction of Artist Alley, so I knew I was going back there. So, let me see. Saturday. Right. The first thing I did was... Did I go back there? I think I went back there for a while. Yeah, I went back to Artist Alley for a while, and I'm walking around, and I was looking for Promised Neverland stuff because I really didn't see any, but in Artist Alley I found Ray, the best boy, so I bought Ray. And then I found Fullmono Sagashite, and I like spazzed because nobody has this. I guarantee this is the only Fullmono Sagashite chain in that entire thousands of dealers and artists room. I swear. There's just no way there was another one. This is also Otaku Pup, by the way. Otaku Pup is a really wonderful person. She makes me happy. So, my friend was like, well, I hope you got me a Fullmono Sagashite keychain, because I get you everything. I'm like, way to guilt trip me, dude. Fine, I'll go back and get one for you, okay? I will do that. So I got him one. And then I left Artist Alley, and then I went shopping. Again. So with Saturday, it was, they changed the way you could enter the dealer's room. So I had to go through a different entry, and I wound up at Gold Star. like, when I walked down, I wound up at Gold Star, and lo and behold, they had the link that I wanted. I've been wanting this link since the game came out. I was looking on eBay and like everywhere. I'm like, I don't want to get them on eBay. I'll get them at a convention because it's way better when I can see it in person. I went to every single booth that had Nendroids on Friday and I could not find him. And suddenly this booth that has like every Nendroid ever made had him. And I was like, how did I miss this? And then I ran into the other doujinshi shop that I somehow missed called Hendane. They're the biggest one at a convention. If you are a doujin fan, get there. Here's their Facebook, and yep, they're really friendly and they help you get what you want. But you do have to be over 18 and you need ID. So then after that, I headed from Shoujei to Josei panel, because, you know, that's my bread and butter. And I learned some things that I didn't know. And, for instance, did you know there's a difference between Josei and ladies comics? I learned that ladies comics are, in fact, mostly porn. Did you know that women read porn? Women read porn. I had no idea. I mean, I had no idea that ladies' comics were, in fact, that. But ladies' comics are reflections of what the common woman in Japan had to go through, like, during the 70s. That's when they became real big. And there's some really disturbing shit out there. Like, I'm not going to go into detail, but wow. So it was like, yeah. Didn't know that, but it definitely talked about some titles that I want to check out. Not the porn, the Josei. Yeah. So. And then the panel after that was... Did I go shopping again? I don't remember. Okay, I'll just talk about what I do remember. I remember taking a break again because... Oh, right, my costume. Durr. So I had on Circus Ray on Saturday, and this wig, oh my god, this wig and I are going to have a bloody Mortal Kombat style battle, because this wig is my mortal enemy. This wig doesn't do anything I want it to do. I'm okay. This wig gets tangled so much, and like I'm gonna kill it, and there's gonna be blood, but the wig might win because I'm kind of wimpy. Anyway, so when I could finally get the wig to do what I wanted it to do, I had a flower over my left eye, which means I could only see out my right eye, and that is not advised when you're at a convention of 30,000 people, especially when most of them are like in one room, mainly the dealer's room. I kept bumping into people like I can't see, and stuff. The wig's in my face, and my shoes are a little uncomfortable, and I keep tripping on the long train down here. I'm gonna have to make the train just slightly higher, I think, or at least like hold it up as I walk, but I also had Zach in my arms. Where are you, Zach? Alright, I had Zach in my arms, so I couldn't hold up my dress, so I did trip on it a little. I mean, I didn't fall, but my heel kept getting caught in the flowing frilly stuff, this purple stuff, or purple blue stuff right here. But everybody loved Zach. They're like, oh, he's adorable. Yes, I know. Talked to a lot of people about... Dolls are great conversation starters. So walking around. There was a game show that I went to in the evening. And it was called... GAG game show, and I'll put the link down here. So these guys are fantastic hosts. You can tell they've done this a million times. This was their first Otakon. This game show was really hard, and like, I'm a huge nerd, and there's a lot of stuff that I didn't know, so it was really kind of an eye-opener. And like, they had teams doing like charades and stuff. The game that I entered was Tell Us What's Wrong with the Anime Opening, and that was challenging. I embarrassed myself and only got 1 point. Pathetic! Guess I just need to watch more anime. I really should have gotten the Angel Beats one, but, you know, you gotta understand, when I go to conventions, I am always sleep deprived and my brain is not working properly. So I will be very slow to react. I will not remember titles of things right away, even though I absolutely should. I will make really silly mistakes, and I try to avoid this, but it's like, I just can't. I cannot sleep during conventions. It's just, it's not because I'm up, like, working on stuff. I mean, sometimes it is, but I'm trying to avoid that. Even if I get to bed at a decent hour, I'll lay there with my friends in the hotel and just bullshit about stuff and talk, and it'll be like 2 a.m. and I'm still not asleep, and it's like, God damn it! I'm mad at my friend because he was able to sleep so well during the whole convention. He was like snoring and kicking me, and I bashed him with a pillow. So, yeah, Saturday was good. Oh, I was really debating on whether or not to pick up the final volume of Sailor Stars, and I was like, well, hold on, you can get that anywhere. I'm pretty sure you can get that at Walmart. So let's try to find something that you can't get. So, I don't remember the name of this booth, but I'm sure it'll come to me. Oh! It was something LLCC Corp or something like that. I don't know. I have their card. So, I picked up a show that I've been wanting to watch in a long time. Not just because the cosplay of it is always amazing looking, but it seems like everything about it would appeal to me. Also, all of the people on Angels of Death Discorder love it. It's called Danganronpa. So, yeah, finally picked up the first season on Blu-ray. Can't wait to get into it. And this one I've been wanting to watch for a very long time, but it was released by Nozomi, and Nozomi Entertainment likes to release things in a large, elaborate box set that cost a lot of money. So that was the only way you could get the show, so I never, like, I just couldn't justify spending that much on a huge elaborate thing, especially when I hadn't even seen the show before. But they finally released a regular version. It's a complete series standard edition of Ground Control to Psycho-Electric Girl, which I always thought looked really, really cute, and I wanted to see it, and I just couldn't. And I couldn't even remember the English. I know the Japanese title was like Denpa Ona Toseishu no Toko. So I'm like, I wonder how they translated that. So that was another goal that I met. And Saturday was a great day, and I was like, oh, this is important. This is important. This is important. This is just plugging another artist. You know how much into Zelda I am now, if you know anything about my other channels. But I've admired this poster for a very long time. This artist has been going to so many Otakons, and I finally bought the poster this year. It's Majora's Mask Link, and it looks freaking A, doesn't it? Look how cool it is! God, I wish I picked up her business card. He looks so evil, and I'm probably gonna freak out my family how evil he looks like, because we're not allowed to like evil things. But it's just art. It's not gonna hurt you. Who doesn't love a bad boy? But yeah, I freaking love that poster. And found more posters that made me squee. My adorable ghost boy girl ship from Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. And then I got, oh, this one does come with a business card. I can tell you who the artist is for this one. Get the bag open. This was by shop.nono.moe. And this person has incredible art. There was a huge crowd of people standing in front of her table when I went to pick up the Hanako poster, and I had to wait literally like 20 minutes to get the freaking poster. But she has lots of really nice Genshiken art. Oh, by the way, Genshiken was everywhere. This might as well have been Genshiken Con instead of Otakon. But hey, they look great, so I'll get to the game eventually. And then, yeah, so definitely check her shop out. And then I picked this up for my friend Wendy, who loves Agaretsuko. I love Agaretsuko too. And unfortunately, I do not have the business card for this one. But I'm going to Otakon in literally a month. So maybe they'll be there and I can tell you who it is this time. So after all that, I was like, I'm done shopping. I spent way too much money. Get me out of here. And I went back to the hotel. I did the game show. And I embarrassed myself and didn't win anything, but I still had fun. And so our last day to cover will be Sunday. Okay, it's Sunday, last day. I was tired. My arms were aching from carrying around dolls. I said, F cosplay, and I'm just gonna go in casual anime shirt with shorts and tennis shoes. So I did. And I went back to Artist Alley and I bought these because they were so beautiful, and that was the only thing I bought, I think. First panel was musical anime, and I knew that they were probably going to at least mention Full Moon, and I said I'm going to be there because I really like musical anime. And I wanted to see if they were going to mention my favorites. And I get in there, and they're talking about Princess Tutu! And I was like, good start so far. And then they were doing it in chronological order, so they skipped over that, and then I was mad. But I did learn about some more interesting shows that I definitely do want to check out. So there's one, like, I mean, Beck has been on my list for a while, so I definitely want to check that one out. And they talked about one, I can't remember the name of it, but it's literally if Metalocalypse was an anime, and I was like, I wonder if I could get my dad into this. I don't know if it's something I would go for, but, you know, we'll see. Oh, by the way, here's the name of it, I looked it up. And then they talked about Your Lie in April. Oh boy. So I think I've talked about Your Lie in April a little bit on my Let's Play videos, but I know people who regularly watch this channel probably didn't see those. So here's my brief opinion on Your Lie in April. Amazing music and concert scenes, amazing opening and ending songs, crappy characters. Crappy characters except for the main male character, and a couple of the side ones are okay, they're inoffensive. God, I do not like Kaori. My main problem with Your Lie in April is there is a lot of abuse. And I mean, I'm not saying you can't have abuse in a story and make it good, because you absolutely can, but it's just how you use it. It's like, you're using abuse to cure trauma from other abuse. It's like, no, that doesn't work. That's stop. Bad. Naughty author. I mean, of course the author can do anything he wants, but I just find that in bad taste. And I told the panelists that, and they're like, you know what, that's fair. If you don't like the abuse, I totally get why you don't like the show. And I was like, watch Full Metal Sagashite. And they're like, Full Metal Sagashite was in our list, but we had to cut it for time. I was like, you're killing me here. Which got a lot of laughs, but yeah. And then you talked about idol anime, and they didn't mention Zombieland Saga, so I mentioned Zombieland Saga, and the panelist was like, said to his friend, I told you we should have put Zombieland Saga on here, but yeah, Zombieland Saga is the best idol anime right now. You should watch it. So after that one, I went to a shoujo you should be reading and watching panel. And she did bring up most of stuff that I've already heard of, except for a few light novels, which I've only read one shoujo light novel so far? No, that was a manga. I have not read any shoujo light novels, okay? But she definitely brought up some interesting titles that I think I will check out. And she insulted Full Moon's art, and that's not okay. And she insulted the anime, saying there's too much filler, and I called her out and said, wrong, you're wrong, and you should feel bad. No, I didn't, but I did say you're wrong. She goes, it's my panel, I can say what I want. Screw you. So, but I did have other people in the room agree with me that Full Moon's anime is indeed good. Any of other Angels of Death cosplay, which made me sad. Most cosplay I saw, and I wasn't surprised at this at all, was Demon Slayer. And Demon Slayer was the main thing at the last con I was at too. And I guarantee Demon Slayer will be the main thing at this next con I'm going to. But you know what? Genshin Impact is going to give Demon Slayer cosplayers a run for their money. Because Genshin Impact was everywhere. I didn't take a lot of pictures because honestly, to me, the mask ruins that. And I'm not blaming Otakon's staff for the masks. Oh, I remember now what made me really mad. I love to sing karaoke all the time, and at every Otakon I've gone to, I've done it normally. Guess what? You have to sing with your mask on. So I said, nope, and I walked out of the room because what is that gonna sound like? We got Kenny McCormick's all over in here. It's just not gonna work for me. If you're gonna sing, you need to sing with your mouth uncovered. That's just, damn, it's just, no. So that was really disappointing. But again, I'm not blaming staff. It's for safety, it's for sanitation. I understand they cannot clean the microphone every time somebody sings. So, but yeah, that was my biggest issue with the new Otakon rules. Also, you know how cons would go till like 3 or 4 in the morning? Yeah, that's not a thing anymore. They're done at midnight, which I didn't mind because I'm not a party animal. I cannot stay up till all those hours. Oh, sure, I can stay up till all those hours if I'm on my laptop in bed. I can't tell you how long I've stayed up making a music video while I'm like laying in my bed and editing and editing and editing. Sure. But walking around in a building like miles away from a bed is like, no. I'm gonna be done around 10, 11 at the latest. So like that didn't bother me, but for people who love to like dance and rave, that's probably going to be a little bit of a damper on your thing. I did not attend any 18 plus panels, and because a lot of times they're not my thing, but they are funny. So I just wasn't in the mood for that this time. So, I'm on my way back. I have my dolls. I have a lot of people asking questions about the dolls. Oh, I went to a Dolphy panel. That was the last panel I was at. Wow, this guy has amazing dolls. And they're very expensive. And he let me put Zach and Rachel up on the booth next to his dolls, which was cool, so everyone could see them. I was surprised people didn't bring more dolls and weren't grouping outside of the room exchanging doll things, because that's what us doll collectors do. Nobody was doing that. And I was just like, huh. So, it's a really cute panel. He really knew his info. He told us all kinds of different ways, exciting ways to get Volks goods, and he showed us Volks models, and there's all kinds of new doll models out now. And, I was gonna make a video about my own dolls and how I make things for them. I just haven't gotten around to it yet, but that is planned. Dolls are really fun. Okay, so I'm on my way back to the hotel, and I have my dolls, and a lady stops me, and she's asking all these questions, and she seems really interested since I made the clothes myself, so hopefully that's a commission coming up. That's really cool. I had her follow me on Twitter. And so I get back to the hotel, and my friend is like, we're gonna watch JoJo Part 4, and I was like, I'm not a huge JoJo fan. Like, it's just not really my thing. I did like Part 2 because it's really funny, and the main character is a gem. But overall, JoJo's not really my thing. But, I mean, that's what we do. We take turns showing each other different anime, and, you know, it's like, it's really only fair. So we're watching JoJo, and I'm just not getting into it. So I'm, like, gonna go turn it off. I was like, no! You gotta get to the good part! So we watched some more episodes, and it got a little more interesting, but I'm like, dude, I haven't seen you in 2 years. I want to show you all these first episodes of anime I fell in love with. I don't want to sit here and watch 16 episodes of JoJo. So he let me show him Zombieland Saga, which he liked. But he didn't understand how I didn't think Gintama was that funny when Zombieland Saga uses the same humor as Gintama. And I said, okay, you know what, you love Gintama so much you might as well not watch any other anime because Gintama did it first. And he goes, I didn't go that far. So, by the time we were done with all that, it was time to go to sleep. Finally. The convention's over. Sad. Oh, right. So, from Thursday night, my friend Lewis is like, this hotel sucks, we're not staying here ever again. And I was like, eh. Because, I mean, yeah, the TV thing is a pain in the ass, but at least we got a way around that, and we were able to get our way. And, so I was like, I don't know about that, but it was just like, that didn't, like, ruin it for me, but I will tell you what ruined it for me. Today I go to take a shower, and guess what? There's no water pressure in the shower. And I said, I'm done. Boom, wrong. I'm done. That is the final straw. We're not staying here again. I need hot water. I need hot... If I'm walking around in extremely humid temperatures and my arms and feet and legs are aching from pulling around suitcases and shit, I need hard water pressure in my shower or I can't live. Can't live. That was the final straw. That's the bare minimum, guys. Come on. Again, the hotel staff was really nice, but I just And the slushy discounts are nice, but I need my hot water pressure. I do. I want it beating on my neck and back because that's just the best feeling in the world. That hot water pressure. How dare you? How dare you deprive me of that? Maybe it's not your fault, but I really hope other hotels have better water pressure. So, Monday morning we check out and I'm lugging my suitcases around. Like I said, couldn't travel late because cosplay. And I was like, hey, I said to my friend, hey, can you drop me off at the station so I don't have to pay a cab $20? And he goes, sure, I just need to find the parking garage again. And I'm like, we're walking around with the suitcase and like, don't know where the parking garage is, and it's really hot outside and it's humid and disgusting. And he was like, this might be it. And I was like, I don't trust you. Taxi? It took a long time to get a taxi. And I was like, why? Mal got a taxi so easily on The Devil's a Part-Timer. It should be just that easy. But you know what? Washington, D.C. is not Tokyo, so whatever. It was not as easy to get one as he did. Like, that was immediate. And I was praying to God that I wouldn't miss my train because taxis just weren't stopping. But I finally got one to stop, and I get in, and I look at my phone, and thank God it's only 9:30 because the train leaves at 10. So I make it to the station on time. He's like, I'm like, how much do I owe? He's like, $6. Like, here's a 20, keep the change, sir. And I leave, and I'm standing in line, and I meet lots of other otaku who are standing in line because you know what? I never leave on Sunday. It is horrible. You have to rush and you've got all this stuff and like, it's like, no, I just need a day to unwind. And all the people who were standing in line behind me to get on the train were like, you're so right. We totally agree. You need an evening to unwind and relax because conventions take all of your energy, every ounce of energy that you have, especially when you haven't slept. So I'm on the train and I'm talking to people and I'm talking to fangirls and I show them my Ita bag and a girl is like, oh, I was at a panel where someone had Zack and Ray ball jointed dolls and I said, that was me! And we were like, yeah! It's like, what are the freaking odds that you're on a train back home right next to a person who is at the same panel as you? That's crazy shit. So that was going to, where'd I get off? Philadelphia. Yeah, so that was a fun time. I was talking with lots of fans and it was just like, you know, it can be very, very boring when you don't have anyone to talk to on the train. And then, but like, you run into a whole bunch of fans from the same event you were at and it's like, ah, so. Then on my way to my own town, I sat with a really nice guy named Adam. He was also into anime, even though he hadn't been to Otakon. What are the odds of that? He had a pillow of that famous clock painting, you know, the painting with the melted clocks. I forget the artist's name because I'm tired, but I was like, that's a cool pillow. And so then he's like, you have a lot of luggage. Where you come from? Like, Otakon? It's like, I didn't have to explain anything about what Otakon was or anime. Or he's like, I'm always looking for suggestions. I'm like, okay, watch this. I got him really intrigued in Angels of Death. All I had to do was tell him the plot. And I showed him covers of the manga. He's like, ooh, that looks pretty. I'm like, ooh, it is. So, yeah, so that. Okay, so on the way home, my train stops at Philly again. And I'm walking around, and I have a lot of time to kill. And I notice that, you know, walking around looking at food and stuff and shopping. And then I see a frozen lemonade stand Frozen drinks are my kryptonite. I will, if you put one in front of me, I can't not accept it or buy it or whatever. But yeah, I just can't resist them. So, the life lesson I learned that day is it is unwise to attempt to shove a 16-ounce frozen lemonade into a soda bottle using a spoon within 10 minutes. That doesn't work. So I had to, there goes my $3.75. So don't try it, because unless you have like probably a good hour to work with, I don't think. I was able to save like half of it, but you know, I wasn't able to carry an open drink onto the train because I had all this luggage and I just didn't have enough hands for it. You need like tentacles. No tentacles. But yeah, anyway. So so I'm on the train going back, and because I knew the train ride was gonna be boring and I wouldn't be able to sleep, I brought my Switch. So I was listening to anime music on YouTube before that. Like, people will just make giant-ass playlists of anime music to listen to. Full versions of opening songs, and I'm listening to, like, 90s ones and, like, early 2000s ones and going down nostalgia lane, and I'm like, well, I want to play the Switch, but I don't want to turn the music off, and I was like, oh, what if I played Breath of the Wild with anime music still on? And holy crap, guys, the game just became 30 times more epic. See, I'm just gonna play this, and it's really funny because a lot of the songs match up with what you're doing. Like, here, try this on. And surprisingly, this works too. But we'll just use my favorite. It's freaking amazing. Yeah, I've dated guys who actually do this. They'll turn the video game music off and then put on their favorite songs from elsewhere, and it makes the gameplay like so great. But yeah, isn't that hilarious? So so I got the train ride back, and then my family picked me up, and we went and bought chicken, but you don't care about that. So, just to wrap it up, need masks to travel. You know, traveling, if you're small and traveling with a lot of bags is difficult for you, you know, you need to rely on people. You should book a taxi before you leave your hotel so you don't have to worry about, you know, tracking one down. It's okay to take breaks during cons if you're uncomfortable. Just go ahead and do it. You know, you're not staying up real late in the convention area. Conventions require masks. Try not to spend all your money. Try to store your leftover fruit. Make sure you get a refrigerator for your hotel so you can store leftover food. If you're not a big eater, like I'm not a big eater, so I was eating leftovers, and you save a lot of money that way, actually. And yeah, I recommend that. Oh, one more important thing. A lot of places do not accept cash because of sanitary reasons. So be sure to carry around a credit card or a debit card or any of those. I didn't have that issue with the dealer's room or the artist, but I did get that issue with like restaurants and convenience stores and little shops inside of the hotel. They're like credit card, or they're like cash. So yeah, that's something important. And I think that's about all the advice I can give you for now. If you have questions, leave them in the comments below. If you want to see a video on like certain things, leave that in the comments below. If you want to see a video on how I make cosplay items, I'm seriously considering that. I can tell you how I made my hat and things like that. And be sure to check out the links to the art shops and the dealers that I'm providing for you if you see anything that you want, so you can get it too. And maybe I'll do a video when I get back from Kineticon, Nostalgia Critics. Normally he goes to that one, so I'm hoping that I can finally get his autograph and ask him the question that all anime fans who watched his videos are wondering. Did he actually watch the Gurren Lagann series in order to do his bum review of it? Because it's hilarious. But we all want to know. We're dying of curiosity. So, I think that'll be it for this month videos. I might put more out. I don't really know. I'm still very tired. So thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on Facebook, you can follow me on Tumblr, and well, that's about it. So guys, stay safe out there, look out for that virus. If you go to a convention, just be safe, be careful, try to have fun, but not too much fun. And I wish you the best of luck. Take care, bye.